Hi everyone, today I'm again here with class 10, lesson number 10 from Supplementary Reader, The Book That Saved the Earth by Claire Boyko. This is a play and it has 6 major characters. First is Historian, Think Tank, Noodle, Captain Omega, Lieutenant Iota and Sergeant Oop. So these are the major characters. In the beginning of the play, the time mentioned is 25th century and the place is Museum of Ancient History, Department of 20th Century. As the play starts, this historian is sitting on a table with a historioscope and she talks about 20th century. Now 20th century, as she explains, is the era of books. People learned everything through books. Books educated them, illustrated, punctuated, decorated. So everything was done by books. Books has done a lot of work in the 20th century. But there was a book which has saved Earth from Martian invasion of 2040. And this historian shows on historioscope this Martian invasion of 2040. As she switches on this historioscope, we see on planet Mars, Think Tank and Noodle. Think Tank is ruler and commander of Mars. He has huge egg-shaped head. He's wearing a long robe with stars and circles on it. And he's sitting on a box with his hands folded. He considers himself to be most powerful, most intelligent creature. He's very boastful. He likes people praising him. He calls planet Earth insignificant and ridiculous place. He calls it a primitive ball. And according to him, these earthlings are ugly. And he wants to invade Earth by lunchtime. And he tells his apprentice Noodle to communicate with Earth space probe. That means the craft which has been sent on Earth to search and to give information. Now Think Tank has a subordinate or apprentice called Noodle. Noodle is his assistant. He's very smart and intelligent creature, intelligent Martian. He's very modest and humble. He does not boast about his intelligence. He very cleverly handles Think Tank. He thinks logically, and when Think Tank gives him the instruction, he connects to the Earth. He has a switchboard in his hand and he adjusts the lever and he connects planet Mars to planet Earth. On planet Earth, the place mentioned is Canterville Public Library and we see 3 Martians there. Captain Omega, he's checking all the catalogs in the library. Lieutenant Iota, a female Martian who is counting books. Sergeant Oop, he's shaking books and trying to see what is there inside it. All 3 of them are looking confused. They are unable to make out where they are standing. And when they communicate with Think Tank, they use a disc which they are wearing. And Captain Omega first talks to Think Tank. And when asked about the place, they make certain guesses. According to Iota, it's a kind of storage barn. And Oop calls it haberdashery. But Think Tank, he loves to boast about his knowledge and he tells them that it's a refreshment stand. It's a kind of canteen used by earthlings. They also make certain guesses about books. According to Oop, books are hats. But according to Think Tank, it's sandwich. Sandwiches are the main staple of Earth diet and there are 2 slices which is called bread and in between there is some sort of filling. And everybody agrees to whatever Think Tank says. Nobody wants to disobey him or annoy him. Think Tank orders them to eat or taste these sandwiches. First he tells Captain Omega to do that, but Captain Omega, he shifts it to Lieutenant Iota. She passes it on to Sergeant Oop. And finally Oop has to eat it and taste it for the glory of Mars. And when he tastes it, he doesn't like it. It is just like dust of Mars. And then Noodle, in a very subtle way, he tells think tank that there is an insignificant piece of data floating in his mind, and when asked about it, he says that he has seen many surveyor films, and according to him, this sandwich is actually a communication device. Then think tank orders them to listen to this communication device, but they can't hear anything. And then again Noodle, in his own beautiful way, he says that cloudy piece of information is twirling around in his head, and according to him, it's an eye device. Oop, Omega, and Iota, they tried to read it, but they could only see lines and squiggles and dots and some pictures. They pick up a book called Mother Goose, but they are unable to read anything. And then Noodle suggests that chemical department has given them vitamins to increase their intelligence, and they can eat it and then they can transcribe or translate the code. Think tank orders them to take those vitamins, and they take it, and when they take it, their eyes get open and they shake their head, they put their hands on their forehead, and finally they're able to read the book. And this book is Mother Goose. Mother Goose is a book of nursery rhymes, and when the rhymes are being read, think tank interprets these rhymes. Let's see how he interprets it. Now, one by one, Omega, Iota, and Oop, they read those nursery rhymes from the book Mother Goose. First rhyme is Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With cockle shells and silver bells and pretty maids all in a row. And when Omega reads this, think tank is alarmed. He feels that this is a great discovery done by Earthling. They have combined agriculture and mining, because here in the rhyme it's mentioned that how does your garden grow? What is growing in your garden? Cockle shells, silver bells, and pretty maids also all in a row. He takes this rhyme literally, and according to him, Earthlings, that means people on earth, have combined agriculture and mining. They can grow rare metals like silver and cockle shells also. And if they can grow rare metal, they can even grow explosives. He's worried. He commands Assistant Noodle that he should contact the invasion fleet, the army that has gone on earth to capture it, and they should stop that invasion immediately because of this new piece of information that has come. He tells Iota to read the second rhyme. Iota reads it, and the rhyme is, hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. Fiddle means violin. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. When Think Tank listens to the second rhyme, he finds it even more alarming, because Earthlings have reached a high level of civilization. Even they have taught their domesticated animals music culture and a space technique. He takes it literally. Their dogs have a sense of humor, and he says they might be launching an interplanetary attack of millions of cows. Since their cows are able to jump over the moon, these Earthlings might be sending these cows to attack Mars. He tells Noodle to immediately notify the fleet that there'll be no invasion of Earth. He tells Oop to read the third one. Oop reads the third nursery rhyme. It is Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. The king's horses and all the king's men cannot put Humpty Dumpty together again. And when he reads this rhyme, there's also a picture along with it. And Oop says, he looks like, and when Think Tanks looks at the picture, he screams and he says, oh, it is me. That means Earthlings have seen him and they are coming to capture him. They are after him. And because it is written had a great fall, he says that they are planning to capture Mars control. and think tank. He tells the space probe to immediately leave Earth without any trace, and he also tells Noodle to prepare a space capsule, and they are going away from Mars. They are going to evacuate Mars and going to a new place, Alpha Centauri. And in this way, he interprets the three rhyme. And in the end, we see that spotlight is again on the historian. She informs the audience that this old book has saved invasion in 2040. She also tells everyone that in 25th century, Earthlings have resumed contact with Mars, and now Mars has a very clever, wise, and wonderful commander, and he is none other than Noodle. Earthlings have also taught Martian how to read books. They have even established a model library on Marsopolis, that means the capital of Mars. But these Martians are not able to read one book, and that is Mother Goose. So, in this way, the play ends. It starts with historian, it ends with historian. From the play, we come to know that books are very important. They have the capacity to change the world. I hope you liked the video. Please like, share it with your friends, and also subscribe the channel. Thank you.